I'm really curious about something because I've heard you speak about this time and time again. Core values, personal core values. Why are developing personal core values so important to the success of a dental practice, and how do they translate into working with patients, with team members? Why would patients or team members care about your personal core values?
Well, I found myself defining my sense of worth and value based on the success of my business. It certainly fueled my ego and fed my belief that I was paying off bills and creating an economic future of choice for my family. And that, of course, included a beautiful home, nice vacations, paying for parochial school tuition, saving heavily for college education, and planning for retirement, of course. Does any of that sound familiar to you? You see, I found myself developing a practice where I was working for everyone else except me. I employed 2 administrative people, 2 chairside assistants, 2 expanded functions dental auxiliaries, and 2 hygienists. Big numbers, big production back then was the name of the game, or at least so I thought. After all, I was working to be the biggest, the baddest, the fastest, the coolest, the wealthiest, and the most respected dentist in town. Well, I was unaware at that time that I was learning the lesson that a manager cannot both lead the band and play all the instruments, certainly not at the same time. So after my heart attack, I consciously began to shift in many ways, my outlook, my attitude. I chose to focus not on eliminating my type A behavior, but rather on replacing it with something different. I had to identify my core values. I had to affirm my new life direction by codifying those values in writing. And these values would serve as the litmus test against which I identified what was right and honest for me. And I knew these core values would be the genesis of everything that I wanted to do, particularly in the transformation of my practice. So I set aside several 30 to 45-minute quiet time periods so that I can work on identifying my core values.
Well, tell me something. In identifying core values, how do I go about doing that, and what would I include in a core value?
Well, there's several things that I might suggest. So as you're identifying your core values, some things that you might consider is that core values are ideas that you want to publicly affirm. You want your core values to be ideas that you greatly prize and is going to have a positive impact and influence on your life. Your core values also are ideas that you're willing to act on. That's A-C-T. Take action. Another would be core values would be ideas that I would repeat again and again if given the same circumstances. And finally, core values are those ideas that you choose freely and with a clear understanding and recognition of the consequences of your choice.
So, Dr. Ron, these are very important to life and business. How would my patients know, or why would patients care or even know about these core values that you are affirming?
So, why would patients care or even know? It's pretty simple. Because they're going to see and experience my commitment in the ways I behave, not only towards them, but also towards my team members. So patients, guests, really what they want to know is that you operate from a set of values that honors and respects them in all of your actions. So in all of our interactions with patients, I have core values that I have committed to writing, and I've expect commitment by all of my team members, because we get to go back to them anytime we get stuck. If we have a tough situation or we're confused on what actions we need to take, core values are huge. They're huge in how we operate our business and treat those people around us. And patients know. Quite frankly, patients know a genuine and authentically caring dental home.